Okay, we are live. Hello, everybody. Let me get over here to one of the comments
Hello.
so I can read them. And
Anybody on here?
yeah, we got
Oh,
five people in here, and we got Greeny, me, Greeny, and John. And I have no idea who else is going to show up, but whoever comes, we'll add them on. Let me hope everybody's having a good night. Let me get into some of the questions here. I saw some. Let me see what this one says. Weeks ago, you're very depressing taxes and two taxes and tourist prices. Yeah, well, they're just trying to make a living. It's kind of slow right now, but that's just the way it is. Let's see. It's your first year, yeah. Okay, looking forward to this one. I always love to hear the angle of what the cost of living would be in one of the lesser known places, not just Bangkok. John can answer that question probably better than anybody. John, talk about the cost of living out there in hot where you live.
Um, yeah, I'd say it's pretty comparable to Chiang Mai, unless you're talking about rent, which is probably cheaper. But street food is the same price. Eating out is pretty similar. In your local shops, 7-Eleven's pretty similar. So I think it's pretty comparable, unless you're talking about rent, which you can find cheaper.
Mhm.
So all in all, you're probably not saving that much in terms of your food and expenses.
Yeah,
In my opinion.
I think that's going to be pretty common too, because you know the 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 only thing that's going to change is the amount of money that you pay for rent. Gas prices are going to stay the same. The electric bill is going to stay the same. The water bill is going to stay the same. Uh, and the food costs, I mean, they're basically, right in line, no matter where you are, unless you're cooking at home. So I don't, other than rent, I don't think you're going to see much of a difference. And the rent prices, they're all over the charts here. You can rent places here in Chiang Mai, depending on how you want to live, anywhere from 1,000 baht a month to 30, 40, 50,000 a month. So, a lot of it depends on you know what what lifestyle you want. So I've been trying to check in some of the bigger cities, but cities such as doesn't really provide accurate data, as there
I
are
think
many inputs.
it's also worth pointing out that if you're living like in the sticks, a long way from anywhere, you're going to need transport, which is going to cost you. If you're living in the center of a city, you're not going to need that, which you're actually saving money. So living in central Chiang Mai could often be cheaper than living in the countryside of Chiang Mai because you don't need your own transport to get to and from anywhere, which I think adds up to a big expense.
Yeah, yeah. Well, here where I live, I could get away without a car if I wanted to. But if I lived like in Bangkok or something like that, I probably wouldn't need a car. But you get way out, and you've got to figure in the cost of transportation, which could either be a motorcycle or a car. And just for instance, I pay 16,000 a year for insurance for my car. Today I put, I think I put 1,000 baht in for gas. Gas is going up every day, just about. And, so that's some of the things that you want to figure about. But if you lived in a small area like I live, theoretically you could get by without a car. You'd have to walk a little bit, but like I can walk to the market, I can walk to the hospital, I can walk to the 7-Eleven if I wanted to. So that's one of the things that you've got to think about. It all depends on the lifestyle that I think that you want to live. Now, how is it down there where you are, Greeny?
it's not that walkable. I'm kind of in the middle of. I could get away with walking. Some people do. I could easily get away with a motor. Just having a motorbike, but we have a car too. But I'm not like most people. I got to be, going here and there and everywhere. I can't. I get too bored in just a small little, you know, like small
Little
little.
area.
Now,
Yeah.
Bangkok, I would never have a car. I would just take the BTS or subway.
Yeah, there's a lot. Most people in Bangkok don't have cars, and
Yeah.
when you lived in Bangkok, John? How did you get around? Basically, the train and buses and stuff.
Yeah, originally, ages ago, I lived basically on the SkyTrain or MRT. But when I was working in Bangkok last time, I just made sure I lived close to the office so that I didn't need to actually do anything apart from walk because it's such a nightmare to get anywhere. So if you're moving to Bangkok, if you're not on the BTS or MRT line, I'd recommend being as close to the office or wherever you need to be as possible, so you don't need to mess around in the traffic, because it can get quite upsetting.
Yeah, especially during rainy season, that really gets to be a mess.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
Leck used to tell me when she'd get off of work, sometimes she'd have to take her shoes off. She'd walk in knee-high water to get back to her apartment and stuff. So, you know, it's it a lot of it depends on where you live. But, you know, as far as cost of living, and I wanted to make a statement here. You know, we've seen a lot of videos about people who say you can live here on $500 a month. You know, you can. You know, I mean, it's possible, but the question you have to ask yourself is, would you want to live under those conditions? That's living in a one-room apartment with probably a bathroom and a fan, no air conditioning. And basically what you've got is you've got one room, you've got a bathroom, and then you've got a little shower place outside usually. And, you know, then you're eating 40 baht meals every day, and it'd be you could do it, but it would be a rough lifestyle.
That would be surviving, not living.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Our government is squeezing out budget expats using high visa wealth requirements. It says to see, yeah. Shane, you never sent me your address. I was going to send you that gift, but I haven't got your address yet. So if you'll ever send it to me, I'll send you that keychain you won last week. But, you know, when we first moved here back in 2010, I was renting a house, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house for 8,000 baht. I could still rent that same house for 8,000 baht a month. And I was allotting 500 baht a day. That's for food, gas for the motorbikes, you know, and just nonchalant stuff things like, you know, going out to eat or whatever. We allotted 500 baht a day. And since that time, you know, we've had to double that 500 baht. It's been, you know, basically about 1,000 baht a day, because Lek and I eat out all the time. We don't very rarely ever cook at home. So, you know, prices are going up, and it's a little bit more expensive to live here than it was, you know, 12 years ago. But, you know, it is what it is, you know, and I think that's happening all over the world. I don't think it's just here. If you do personal day trading,
I can answer this one.
Okay.
How would they know? Like, if it's like, say, your account in America or something, and you're on the computer trading stocks, how would anybody know? I mean, I don't know.
What are you talking about for a visa? I don't.
This right here, do you need a personal day trading? Does it require a work visa? I mean, if you're doing it in Thailand for some company here or something, but if you're doing personal and it's your account from where you live, and, you know, everybody has a VPN to sign on in their own country or whatever too, but how would they know that you're trading stocks in your house? I don't know.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Hey, you're watching from the get-go. Tell Rudy I said hello. Say hi to Ching for me. Tell her I said hello. Cost of living is much higher than 10 years ago. Not sure what it'll be. Well, you know, that's true no matter where you're at. You know, 10 years ago, things were a lot cheaper than they are. And I'd say 10 years from now, they're going to be a whole lot higher. I just hope that those of us on Social Security and pensions and stuff, they'll raise it enough so we can get by. You have to pay taxes in both your home country and Thailand if you're living off investment income. That I don't know. Greenie, you might know that one.
No, you don't have to pay any taxes here. If you're making money if you make money in Thailand, if you were to open a Thai company, or you're working, say you come here on a work visa and you're working for some company, it's some legitimate business here, and you make over a certain amount, over 300,000 baht, which is like 10,000 US dollars, then yeah, you would have to pay taxes. If you're living off investments and taking dividends and everything else, and from, say, America or whatever, no, you don't pay taxes. You just pay it. And like me, I just file taxes every year in America. I still, so everything's done there. And like Thailand is a treaty with America. They're not looking at, you don't have to do taxes in both unless it was specific money you earn in Thailand. Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes good sense. Now, there's always been a question that's come up, and I've seen it in the forums about pensions being taxed here, but they've never taxed any pensions or any outside money that
Well,
comes
they
into their
wouldn't for us
country.
because our country has a treaty with Thailand. So we wouldn't pay the tax here. You pay it in America. And then some pensions, like these guys with their military ones, they don't have to pay tax at all if they are out of the country for all but 2 weeks a year. They don't have to pay tax
Yeah,
at all.
yeah, I don't know how that works. I know a lot of the guys that went to Iraq and Afghanistan, they had to pay tax on. I think it was like it was a small amount. If they stayed out, they had to stay out over so many days of the year, and then they were tax exempt. Like I think like 80% of whatever they got. But those guys made a lot of money over there. Let's see. Makes sense. Thanks. I'm planning to use the dividend income from the use. I don't think you'll have any problem doing that. If you're coming to retire in Thailand, you have to have proof of a certain amount of income or pension. So how do you live on? Well, I'll tell you, there's a lot of people that come over here on, and they don't come on a retirement visa, and they don't come on a marriage visa, extension or something like that. They'll come over on like a volunteer visa or a student visa. And on those types of visas, I don't think they require any income on that, do they? John, do you know?
Yeah, Muay Thai, education.
You just got to
Yeah,
pay for school, and then he'll give you the visa. Yeah.
yeah. And so that's where the people who could live here on 500 a month. The rest of us that would live here on 500 a month would put the rest of the money in the bank. But the first 87,000 tax free. Okay, that's what it is. I remember something like it was some kind of figure like that. It would be rent costs mostly. That could be most a money saver. Then I suppose the important thing is to ensure that the amenities are available. Yeah, that's true. Your rent's gonna be a substantial amount of what you spend, and then depending on how you live, the next thing will be food. And I can tell you that I spend probably more money on food than I do on rent. Because we eat out all the time. But I don't care as long as I'm eating good and I'm living good, I don't really care. But the thing about it is, and I think both you guys will agree on this. It depends on the standard of living that you want to live by. If you want to, personally, I get by on about $1,500 a month. That pays for the house, pays for the car insurance, it pays for everything. And I feel like I live good, but I don't live a lavish lifestyle. I'm not in the bars and not out running around a lot. I take some trips and stuff, but and sometimes I go over that. Sometimes I'll have months that I spend 2,000, but not very often. So it's just the lifestyle that you want to live. There are fees most do not think about when you're earning in a different country. Exchange fees, transfer fees can eat up 3% of your money. It's not taxed. It does, but I don't think it's as much as 3%. But when you're transferring money, it does.
You can use
You gonna say?
TransferWise. If you use them, it's a negligible fee to transfer money with TransferWise. I don't know where you can do it from, but from the UK, it's negligible. But from the US, I don't know.
I pay I don't know. It just went up, but it was like $15 or something. So I'll transfer 1,000 or 1,500, and I'll pay like $10, $15, something like not very much, pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Wise.
Yeah, with Wise, it's real good because when I used to transfer direct from my bank to Bangkok Bank would hit me with a fee, and I forget exactly how much it was. It was like 0.0105%, and then they'd have another 200 baht surcharge on it. But when you transfer in Wise and you're transferring in Thai baht, you don't get charged the conversion fees with Bangkok Bank. So I save a bundle by using Wise. I also get a better exchange rate.
They've sent me money already. They've already sent me $230 from just people signing up. Like I got that link in my description, and if people sign up, they get like their first transfer free if they use like the link that they give you.
Yeah.
And then for every 3 people that sign up, they put $115 in my account.
Hey, that's great.
So that's pretty cool. They pay me, and when the people sign up, they also get a discount. They don't have to pay. Yeah, so I'll take it.
Now, do you have a Wise account, or do you just use them for transfer?
No, well, I have a Wise account. Yeah, I just use it to transfer. I don't have a credit card or anything.
Okay, yeah. It says you guys are lucky because U.S. is still surging against the rest of the world. British pound just did 105. Yeah. Yeah, and I understand everybody's upset because the U.S. just raised the interest rates. Wise charges 61 base points plus they have a transfer fee. Yeah, something like that. But I still, if I was using my bank transfer, my bank in the U.S. to do the transfer, and I did that for a long time. By using Wise, I end up saving probably about $6 a transfer. It may be even more than that, and that's transferring anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 a month. So it just works out better for me, and I don't have the hassles of
it's so
going to the bank
too. Yeah. If I don't do it on the weekend, usually if I do it like during the week, sometimes it takes literally 5 to 7 seconds, and it shows you the little timer, and boom, it's in your account that fast. Sometimes it depends when you do it on a certain night or on the weekend, then it may take to the next day or to that Monday. But if you do it like on a Thursday, like literally it's in your account in like 5 seconds. So it's pretty.
If you do it on a holiday, if it's a holiday here,
yeah,
then you'll have a slight delay to it. But it's never taken me over 5 days to get my money here, and usually it's within I usually have it the next day or that night.
I think if you transfer over a certain amount, it's no longer instant.
Yeah,
I think it's like £6,000, whatever that is, $6,000 now, isn't it, with the pound going down so much? But yeah, it's over a certain amount, then it takes longer.
Yeah.
I can't answer that about investment brokers. Brina, you might know. I don't know.
What's the question?
So
when I bought my condo here, I used Wise. I transferred 4 million baht over, but you can only transfer 2 million at a time. So I had to do 2 or 3 transfers. Yeah. I would just keep all my stuff in America if I move here. I have accounts here that I just use when I need to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing that I recommend is keeping your accounts active in the States, and especially your credit cards. That's one of the things that when you get here, it's pretty hard to get a credit card.
That's something I'm not. I'm like 100% Thailand. Don't have anything in England anymore. 100% Thailand.
Oh, I use Currency Fair, an Irish company. Very good exchange rate transfer fee for that. That's not bad. Wise transfer fast, both Wise and Thai Bank. Yeah, that's true. That makes a big difference. Let's see what my wife says. Wise transfer is nice. Then I'll go to the wife would be wise and appreciated. Yeah, okay. That's funny. Crazy wife. I've wired 30K US once a year, US bank to Thai bank. Okay. How does that work? Do you ever have any problems? I read somewhere that some of the banks are not letting you what was it? You could transfer up to 50,000 a month or something I saw.
Yeah,
you guys are aware of
Casacorn, I think. Yeah.
Huh.
I don't think I have a limit with Bangkok Bank right now.
No, I've transferred, quite a bit through Bangkok Bank and never had any problem. Just transferred 5K from the UK, cost me $25. Yeah, that's you really can't complain. Now, if you're transferring a lot of money, you know, you may be better off. Like in my bank, I can do a SWIFT transfer. It doesn't matter whatever amount of money. In my SWIFT transfer, my bank charges me $50. And, you know, that's what I did when I bought my house here. I just did a SWIFT transfer over, and it was something like $50,000 that I transferred over. Now, what you have to look at when you're doing something like that is the difference in the exchange rate that you're going to get from Wise and what exchange rate you're going to get from Bangkok Bank. So, you know, you just have to look at it and see which one's the best for a large amount of money. SCB, BK Bank.
See how much the Wise exchange rate is right now while we're talking about it.
I'm going to guess it's about 37.5. What'd you come up with?
Oh, we're looking at 37.54. Wow.
Wow, I wasn't bad. I was not by far. Yeah, that's the highest it's been since
37.5. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the highest it's been since 2006.
What's the rate for pound at the moment? It's probably like 40. Absolutely dreadful. The pound is basically.
Great Britain pound. It's 40.71.
Wow, that's dreadful.
That's
Planning to move to Chiang Mai next year from the U.S., not yet on retirement income. Will be looking for a job that may relocate me. But other than that, how much do you think I should save before coming? As much as you can. Like I said, the minimum. I've always said this. The minimum I would consider coming here and trying to live would be $1,500 a month. Anything you can do it on less than that, but other than that, you got to think of things like insurance. I pay $128 a month for health insurance. And you're going to have things come up that you're going to have to pay for. You may not spend $1,500. You may spend $1,100 one month and put $400 in the bank, and the next month you have a little bit more. But that to me is probably the minimum that I would go for. And I'd make sure that's a secure income, something that I'm not going to have to worry about. A lot of guys will come over here and they'll have an income that they're getting, and then that income stops, and they think, oh shit, what am I going to do? Well, you're pretty much up a creek, and you've got to have a solid income to survive. And if you're on a retirement visa, then you've got to show $65,000 bottom month coming in, or $800,000 in the bank. 37.52. That's good money. 37.54. Huh.
It's going up.
Yeah. Let's see where I'm at here on the questions. What are the financial requirements for owning a vehicle? Rough insurance costs yearly, small vehicle inspection. Okay, well I can tell you that one. I'm driving a 2017 Honda, which we bought new, and I'm paying about 18,000 baht a year for insurance. That's full coverage insurance. It has to be inspected yearly, and I think that costs about another 1,800 or something like that. But it's relatively cheap.
I think it's over 7 years old when they need to be inspected. New cars, I don't.
Yeah. New cars don't have to. After 7 years, the inspection. And generally, what I do, the lady that I buy my insurance from, I take her my book. She renews my insurance, renews my tag, and does the whole thing in one shot. I don't have to go anywhere after that.
You might be able to get a better price on insurance than that. On my Civic, it's like I paid like 14,000 for full insurance.
Really?
So you might be able to get it better than that for the car you've got if you shop around.
What company?
I've got an app for it. 1 second, let me check.
when you get the new car here, when you buy a new car here, they give you like a year insurance for free. Like they throw it in, usually that's included when you buy a new car here. It's a weird thing. It's like a normal thing here. Brand new cars, your insurance is from them for a year. It's kind of weird.
They use it called Rujai.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've seen them, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
pretty
I've seen
cheap for the car. So
Let's see here. Okay, where I'm at on the, oh, there we are, okay. First, new car, depending on your visa, will decide what paperwork is required. You do need to stop at immigration to get a specialized, or you can buy a car. Yeah. Yeah, you've got to have a residence permit, whatever that thing is.
or you could get, if you have the yellow house book, you can use that instead.
Yeah, that's what I use.
It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. Every country is going bad against the U.S. dollar. It's America printing money. Wouldn't surprise me. You never know what's going to happen. I know they, like I said, I know they just raised the interest rates. One thing I found is, yeah, cars are expensive. Your top name bikes like, Triumphs, Harleys, they're outrageous. And even used cars here are crazy. And the dealers, yeah, you're right. They put a price on it, and that's it. That's just the way it is. If you've bought more cars than I have, I think, John. Have you ever been able to haggle with them over the price of a car?
I've either bought a car new or a second-hand I've bought directly from a private seller. So I've never bought from one of those tents or dealers. I've never fancied.
Yeah,
I think it's too much. If you go direct to like a private person, you probably get a better price.
Yeah, that's true.
I think you can negotiate with the used cars, but if you're buying something new here, it's like a set. Everything's so set.
Yeah,
it's kind of nice. You're not gonna haggle, but.
Well, the only thing that I found that when we bought ours, you could haggle over what options they give you for free, and that was like step plates and a customer car kit, window tinting and stuff like that. That was the only thing we could haggle on. The price of the actual car was pretty much set. My insurance, my age is 67, and I'm with WR Life. That's the insurance company that I went with. And the thing I like about them is they're very, very easy about pre-existing conditions. The other insurance companies I dealt with, they were, I had knee surgery. They were going to disallow both my knees, and WR Life, just the only thing that they said was they weren't going to guarantee my knees for like 2 years, and I felt comfortable with it. I'm paying $9,000 for another. It's the same size. Expensive, my girlfriend. That's probably everybody's problem, either a wife or a girlfriend. I'm pretty fortunate. My wife doesn't spend too much money.
You don't even know, So you don't even want to hear about my expenses lately. And the girls are the least of the expenses. It's the damn everything in America has cost me money. My kid calls me the dryer went out. My other kid, his transmission's going out. Just all this stuff. The dog went to the vet, $300.
Oh man,
it's unreal. All this money that I'm not even in Thailand. Like I just can't save money because I'm shipping it home.
Well, that's one of the things that I'm glad I did when I left. I didn't leave anything there. The only thing I had was suitcases in me. Meaning that insurance covers 80% of purchase. All right.
It's good info.
Interesting.
I'll have to check into that if I get a new car.
This question: do you guys have health insurance through the UK? I don't have any health insurance through the United States. The only thing that I have is here. I've got a Medicare, which I can't use here. I don't know. Greenie, I think, do you have a policy back in the States?
Yeah, I still have my Blue Cross policy. Actually, I just sent in I just applied for that new long-term visa, and I had to send in all my insurance paperwork. I have like a letter from them saying how it works when I'm overseas, and then I just punched up. I can just go in and punch up, my eligibility, and it just gives today's date on the form. It has my name, says that I'm insured. It's right on their website, and I have a letter from before saying it's just I'm covered wherever I am. So
Yeah, health insurance here is pretty easy to find. It's a lot different coverage from what you're used to in the U.S. They sell an inpatient coverage and an outpatient coverage. Um, I don't know what the costs are in the United States right now, but for a person your age, you're not going to have any problem finding it. Now, if you've got pre-existing health conditions, you're going to have some issues there because they pretty much anything that's ever been wrong with you, they disallow. I'm sure it'll be considered using Bitcoin as well. May not be for yeah. I don't know anything about Bitcoin. I'm Bitcoin stupid. I've purchased 6 new cars. The price is set, but you can haggle. Yeah, that's what I found too. You can haggle on the extras.
I think in terms of new cars, I've bought cars in the past that have been new and you managed to get a discount on them. It depends how new the model is. If a new one's coming soon, they'll often give you a discount. When I got my last car, the Civic, I got 100,000 discount off the price because the new one was coming out in like 3 months. So they wanted to get rid of it. So,
yeah, now that
I think that was. If you don't care about like the model, if you want a new car, get one that's going to be old soon, and then you get it for a really big discount.
Yeah. Now they classify the years a little bit different here than they do in the States, because when I was buying a car, it was in 2017, and I was getting a 2018 or something like that. I forgot exactly what it was, but I asked my wife. I said, "Well, she says that's how they do it here." I didn't know. But,
Yeah, they seem to have a registration date and a manufacturing date in the blue book. On this.
Yeah.
It's
that's.
Some people say it's a 2022 car, but then you look in the book and it's actually manufactured in 2020. That you've got to be careful.
Yeah, and when you buy a car here, look at the book, and have somebody that can read Thai look at it, because you're liable to get just about anything. And the first car that we bought it was a 1998 Nissan Sunny, and I didn't know squat about the books. I handed it to I said, "Oh, it looks okay." Well, it turns out the car had 5 owners, and it was just a mess. So you really have to have somebody look at that book. I just rented a house in Hangdong. For me, it's hot. You're over in Coolpuntville, I think. Yeah, that's a nice area over there. We almost. Oh no, you're behind Cat Farang, one of those two places. But we looked at a house in Coolpuntville, and it's really a nice neighborhood. But it was so far from the main road that they actually had a golf cart that would pick you up at the house and then drive you back to the main road. But that's right on Hangdong Road. Now, weren't you going, John? Weren't you going to Pattaya or somewhere? You said you were going somewhere, then you were going to come back. I think may have been somebody else. Anyway.
What was that? I went to
this Canada, John. The guy.
Sorry.
He said he was going somewhere. I forgot exactly where it was, but anyway, where were you going, John?
I've just been in Bangkok and Hua Hin. I had family visiting, so I'm just back. Well, week or so ago, just back in Chiang Mai now. So.
Were you in Bangkok the whole time you were gone, or
no?
Visit?
A bit in Bangkok, a bit in Hua Hin.
Okay. Hua Hin.
Yeah, it's. I know. I'm of the opinion that I think Chiang Mai is the best place now. I've decided.
Yeah.
Chiang Mai is the best.
I'll agree with you there. I think I've told this story before about living in Hua Hin for 3 months, and I could not get back to Chiang Mai fast enough. I just there wasn't anything there that interests me. You know, they got the beach, and after the beach, that's about it. I was happy to get back. I'll never leave again. My feet are planted in the ground. I told my wife, you know, she said, oh, you know, no, we ain't going nowhere. I'm not going to do that again. You know, up and, you know, sell your house and move and load all that shit in the back of a truck and go down there and find a house and then turn around and drive, you know, 3 months later, do it again, coming all the way back. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah, I never had plans to sell this condo. I mean, you know, not that I'm planning. It's just, who wants to move? Oh God.
Oh man, it's such a hassle. And you know, not only that, you've got to not only move, but you've got to move your bank accounts. You got to change everything. And within 3 months, we were crazy. I mean, coming back and dealing with immigration, dealing with the banks, and that move cost me about 250,000 baht in 3 months. It was crazy.
Oh, wow.
And well, I'll never try that shit again. I just rent a house in Hangdong. I like the cold, so what should I be looking for at air conditioning costs? Well, I can tell you what mine are, and I've got 3 units in this house, 3-bedroom or 2-bedroom, and I've got air conditioning units in the whole house, and we basically run them in the bedrooms almost all the time. And my bill is about $2,800 a month, so that's about what you're looking at. Oh, okay, yeah. I thought you told me you're somewhere. You're going to Pattaya. Now I'm going on the 24th.
Does John golf? Let me know if you golf. I'll probably be golfing this week sometime. Not very good.
Yeah, I'm a Thai reborn. Oh, True Thai only allows me 50,000 baht per transaction. Yeah, if you go to Bangkok Bank, you'll be fine. Bangkok Bank will let you transfer anything. Chiang Mai early mid 2000s expat golden days probably won't return forever. By the yeah, it was nice. I have lived longer in my house in Thailand than any place I've ever lived in the USA. It's you know life is good here. I mean, and it's a lot of it's what you make it. Um, you know, there's a lot of people that come here and they can't handle it. But if you with me, you know, you keep an open mind and you can enjoy it. You know, I have no intentions of ever going back to the States or this is where I'm going to be. This is my house. I've heard that foreigners can't buy a house or land in Thailand if you're married to a Thai citizen. Is that accurate? Yeah, that is pretty accurate. There are a few ways around it. They're not safe ways. Now you can buy a condo, but you can't buy a house. Well, actually, you can buy the house, but you can't own the land. So
I think if you have a genuine company that it actually turns over money and is actually a proper company, you can buy it in the company's name without an issue. It's just you can't set up a company for the sole purpose of doing that. So if you've got an actual genuine company, then that's allowed to own land without a problem, as long as it's a genuine company.
Right.
Moving is the most stressful thing. Yes, it is. I've got a visitor. I just heard her. DT is in Pattaya. Golfing next week as well. Okay, you're going to be golfing, but my cohort just walked in. She's standing over there smiling. Oh, but
you don't let your friend talk at all.
They're talking.
Little bit. You need to let them answer.
Let's see. As an expat, do you miss the Chinese Russian wars? No. You? Did you guys?
Are you allowed to comment on something like that? I don't know.
I don't know.
What do you mean I miss them? I mean, there's plenty of expats and there's many people in the Pattaya area from many different countries. There's some Russian, some Chinese, not that many. Right now, India is visiting big time. Like I saw buses the other night of guys from India. They're really Walking Street, there are a lot of Indian clubs going up and restaurants. There's so many new Indian restaurants. There's this one area. It's must be like, like little Indian town when you're at Walking Street, and it's like to the south. In that whole area, there's so many new restaurants, like Indian restaurants and stuff there. We ate at one a couple of weeks ago, called the Kebabist, and we thought actually it was going to be like a Lebanese kebab, but it was Indian kebabs, and they cook them in the tandoor oven. And that was some of the best Indian food I've had here. It was freaking awesome.
Mm. That's good. I love the U.S. dollar Thai baht is getting better. I've been sending money over each week to my Thai bank account. Yeah, now's a good time to do it. That's for sure. Because it could drop at any time. If she just walked out, we lost Leck. Thailand's great. We've not got any rain yet. Are you getting any rain down in Pattaya?
I don't think right this second, but we've been getting a lot lately.
I think the U.S. going to hit over 40 before the end of the year. You know, that's really good for us if it goes over 40, but it's going to hurt the Thai people pretty bad. Tourist attraction charge Chinese or Indian franc price. That I don't know.
Anybody without a Thai ID, you're going to pay the non-Thai. It's not the franc price; it's the non-Thai price. So if you have your Thai ID and you're a Thai person, if you're not, they don't care if you're from China or India or America. You're going to pay more.
Now's the time to stash. Yeah, now's the time to stash it. Hey, Scott. Oh, my buddy. How you doing there? When you coming back? Scott he lives in UK, and during COVID he was going crazy trying to get back over here. He finally got back over. I didn't get to see him though. US dollar was 42. Yeah. When I first came here in 2004, it was 44 baht to the dollar. And now my wife says that prior to that, the country was just in terrible shape. So I don't know. If it gets to 40, I don't know what'll happen here. Somebody's asking you how your bike is, John.
Oh, I haven't got the new one yet. I need to go and pick it up from Sissy Ket in 2 or 3 weeks. So I haven't got the new one yet. Sold the old one, but the new one's not in my possession as of yet. So I'm getting a Kawasaki Ninja 1000, so it's a pretty big bike. But it's like 5 years old, so it's the price is not too bad.
No, it hurts at times, but if we take advantage of the moment and then bring that money, yeah, I guess so. They'll, when the bot goes, if it goes to 40, we'll see the prices of stuff here starting to increase a little bit more than what they have now.
I think it's only the US that's benefiting, isn't it? Everywhere else in the world is down. It's only the US that's actually benefiting from an increasing currency. Like pound, as we said before, the pound is hideous. The euro and everywhere is just dreadful, apart from the dollar. So it's good for Americans. Yeah.
Yeah. Phew, Thailand should be a good hideout place if the new board. Yeah, I'd say it's probably going to be a good place to go. Good place to be. The stuff will be going over our heads. I doubt very seriously.
There's a nuke war with the fallout and the nuclear winter. Nobody's going to be safe. We're all going to die. They say 90. They say if there's a nuclear war, 90% of the planet would perish.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, let's hope not.
I'm watching the news on that every day. It just gets a little bit crazier and crazier. I don't know if he's going to have the guts to do it or not. I hope he doesn't. I hope he understands what's going to happen.
Well, you just said the magic word news, so don't believe anything you hear.
Yeah. Thank you, Scott. There was a bank crash about one. Yeah. Yeah, and Leck tells me that there were a lot of suicides during that time, and a lot of places a lot of people just couldn't handle it. Worry about the floods. Does insurance cover your car or bike from floods? I don't know. John, would you know that question?
I think you can have that included if you want to, but I'm not sure if mine includes that, to be honest. I don't know.
Let's see. Russia does not understand how wind works. Yeah. He fails to understand that. Yeah, you're right. That's very true. Yes, it does. I had 2 totaled out and around. Oh, okay. He just answered the question. Yes, we had 2 totaled out and around floods. And your insurance company paid up. Huh. This benefits better than the Philippines. Yeah, I'd say it probably did. Now, you're in the Philippines. Do you get any kind of health care benefits or anything over there? What do you do for health insurance over there in the Philippines? I'm just curious. We're really not benefiting here in the U.S. We're in a recession. Inflation is going haywire. Interest rates rising as well. Not good for us retired. And, yeah. I just saw where they raised the rates to 6.5%, if I'm not mistaken. And one of my friends did a comparison on I think a $300,000 loan, and it's just crazy. But that's the way it is. As an American, why not retire in countries closer to like Panama and Costa Rica? I guess you could. I mean, personally, I like Thailand. I think, Greeny, you've been to both those countries. I haven't.
I haven't been to Costa Rica. I was going to go there, but I've looked all over the Caribbean, and before I even came out here for 2 months, like 2 weeks before, or a couple months before I came out here, I went to Panama and Colombia, and it's just a safer environment here. It's just it's more. People say third world. I wouldn't say third world. I mean, the infrastructure here, the internet, everything's top notch. I mean, the hospitals. And Panama and Colombia, you stray a little bit, and I was only in Panama City, but you just stray into certain areas, and it's very shady. I mean, you're watching your back. Same in Colombia.
Almost be almost like going to Mexico.
Yeah,
insurance paid $200 on my Mitsubishi. Well, at least they paid something. They didn't flatball you or anything like that. That was my concern and I don't know about my homeowner's insurance, whether it would cover floods. Fortunately, the Mubon that we live in has never flooded, so I haven't really checked on it. But, it's something to think about. And, that's another thing, when you're looking for a place to rent or buy, check the flood area around. You think having a flat sucks? And my car's flood for 6 hours. Man, we have a friend that lives down in Patumtani, and what they did was they jacked their car up and they put it on cement blocks. Put cement blocks up underneath the tires, and that's how they saved their car. And good Lord, because they had real bad water. They had sandbags up along the canal between Lex Parent's house and the canal, and they were actually fighting. The people on the other side of the bags were fighting to tear the bags down to let the water out. It was just a mess. That was probably back, I think, about 3 or 4 years ago. So, yeah, that's one of the things you got to watch for here is the floods. I never realized that, but my wife did. With what's happening in pretty much every country around the world, Thailand looks like a good place to hunker down the next couple of years, despite the higher cost of living. Yeah, like I said, I would be here either way. I mean, this to me, it's home now. And John, you've lived here. How many years you lived here now?
It's about 17.
Yeah,
give or take. Yeah.
Yeah, it's home for us. So yeah, we're here, and I think no matter where you're at, if you live in the United States, it's going to cost you a whole lot more, and then you're going to see the increase. If you live here, you're still going to see an increase. We're going to see an increase here, but I don't think it's going to be anything compared to what y'all are seeing over there in the States. At the moment, guys, waiting to get back into the Philippines at the moment. I'm not sure on health insurance, but my wife has sent money for our health insurance. All good there. Okay. That's interesting. Are you having a hard time getting back into the Philippines or from Australia or what's the deal there? That's I was just watching Paul from the Philippines, and he just came to Phuket, I think, and he had a heck of a time getting his girlfriend out of the Philippines. Apparently they have a bunch of questions they ask them, and it's over this human trafficking thing that they're doing. I watched part of this video. It took them about 3 hours to get her certified to leave the country. Who knows? Now you can't get. Are there any? Can you get treated at the government hospitals over there? 2019. Yeah, I know. Hey, you can live easy on pretty good on $1,100 a month, and depending on where you live and what kind of a house you get. That was for everything just across from Maya Mall on a little side. So yeah, the rents. The funny thing about here and that I've seen, the rents really haven't increased that much over the years. What do you see down there, Greenie? Are the rents going up, or what are the rent prices down there out here?
Yeah, they're starting to creep up a little bit, and especially towards, it's getting closer to the high season. They're starting to creep up a little bit. Yep, I expect that it's going to be a lot of places filled up this winter, I think.
That'd be good. Now, John, where you live down there in Hot? What's the average price for a rental house down there?
Well, there aren't that many available. It's not a very popular place to rent, but you see places for $2,000 a month, but it's like a small shack, and then you see like places for $6,000-7,000 a month. It's just like a normal house, but there aren't many places to rent in terms of what you'd expect, like in Chiang Mai City. So yeah, it's prices can be very, very cheap, but obviously you get it very, very.
You get what you pay for.
Quality.
Thailand opens up fairly early, only Singapore, many other guys. Huh. I wasn't aware of that. No, we are good to get back in the process for the passport. And my sons, we have to redo their. I would hate to have to go through that. That's such a pain in the butt dealing with that stuff. But, well, hopefully you'll get back before too long. I'm sure it's kind of crazy being stuck outside the country. I talked to a guy today on my walk, and he recognized me and yelled at me. He'd been stuck out of Thailand for like 3.5 years, and he's just now got back. He lived here for 4 years, and then he left, and then he got stuck out for COVID, and had a heck of a time getting back in. I don't know. I think it's pretty safe. We're pretty safe now to travel and go out. When you came back from the Philippines, you didn't have any problem getting back in, did you, Greenie?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I went there, went to Vietnam, no problems anywhere right now.
Yeah. Huh.
Speaking of, I'm supposed to go to the Singapore, and my flight was supposed to be October 24th or whatever, 23rd, and I messed up and I bought my plane tickets for today, September 23rd.
Oh,
I didn't
no.
realize that it was too late to change them, so I actually almost thought about going to the airport today, just going to Singapore for a couple of days since I already got a plane ticket, but I'm going next month for that cruise and everything, so I'm not going to do it.
Are you going to be able to get your money back?
No, it was too late. I just saw an email saying you ready to check in. I'm like, check in? Why are you sending me that a month early? And I look, and I check, and I booked my flight a month early. And you know what? That's not the first time I've done that, like getting things mixed up by a month. I'm going to make a video about some of my biggest travel blunders.
Well, Lek and I have done that as well. Lek she had a trip booked to Bangkok, and she booked it for the wrong the wrong month as well, and we just
It's easy
ended up
just when you're doing the thing to put it on the wrong month, the right day
Yeah.
with the 1 month off or something. Yeah.
That's funny.
Especially
Something
March and
else.
April are the ones that mess me up the most. March and April, I don't know, 3, 4, just I don't know.
I was telling John before we started. I was all day today thinking it was Friday, and I had no clue it was Saturday. Not even the first idea. As a matter of fact, if you look at the video that I put up today, I made it today, and in the video I say it's Friday and I'm doing this and that. I got home and I was working on my video, and Lex says, "You've got the live stream at 8 o'clock," and I said, "No, that's tomorrow night." She goes, "No, that's tonight." But when you get retired like that, you lose track of time and lose track of days. And she used to think I was getting Alzheimer's or something, because I was doing it all the time. But now that she's kind of fallen into the retirement status, she's doing it too. So I don't get any shit when I forget what day it is anymore.
That's good retirement living when you don't know what day it is.
Yeah, I know when my check's going to come, and that's about it. Things are a bit slow with processing. Airlines passports, we can travel on our Australian passports, so we have to redo the Australian passports. That's all. Well, I hope you get back to life as normal. But it's you think about what's happened in the world in the last 5 years. We would never dream that we'd be facing the issues that we're facing right now. And fortunately, I think we're starting to see our way out of it. What the hell's going to come next? I don't know. Hopefully,
It's always something, isn't it?
yeah. It just, COVID hit, and then boom. We were pretty much screwed. 3 days in a week: yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I like that. I'll have to use that. That's a good saying. Do you guys think there will be a high season? Chiangmai is still pretty quiet based on the world. I think we're going to see a high season, but I don't think it's going to be anything like what we're used to. I think we'll see an influx of tourists, but it's not going to be anywhere near what we had
It's
before
busy
COVID.
down here already. There's already a lot of
Yeah.
tourists down here.
But, we're seeing them, but nothing like pre-COVID. Pre-COVID, we had people everywhere, but now it's just a trickle here and a trickle there. But we'll have to wait and see what happens.
I just booked 2 nights in Khao Sok National Park. We've been there.
Okay. No, I've never been there.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. My son comes in December. I figure, you know what? I'm gonna go. I want to take him to Krabi. I've been there twice, but I'm like, I gotta take him to a beautiful place. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take him somewhere I've never been. So that's where we're going down fly down to Suratani, and I'll rent a car and cruise around, and maybe go to Samui or something for a few days.
It's beautiful down there, and it's just unbelievable. There are 7 days in a week when retired, 6 Saturdays, and yeah, I love it too. Oh, aliens are coming next. I hope not. But hell, you never know what's going to happen. Well, guys, we're coming up on the hour, and appreciate everybody stopping in. And John, appreciate you coming. Greeny, appreciate you coming, and we'll try to. Greeny's going to fall asleep here in a minute.
Oh, I had a crazy night last night. Just here at the condo, the people upstairs had a little get together on the roof, and the weather was perfect. Like the temperature was so nice, it wasn't hot, and somebody, this marijuana down here is everywhere, and somebody brought some little brownies. They cooked brownies. Oh my God, I had one of those. Knocked me in my ass. I think I have a low tolerance. I haven't had that. First time I've had that, something like that in many decades.
That's funny. Well, listen, we appreciate everybody coming in, and we should be here next week, and appreciate you stopping in. Y'all have a great week. John, I'll see you later.
Right.
Greeny, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Take care, buddy.
See you later. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, bye.